Righty, that's my sound. I couldn't find my earphones, so I'm just guessing that the sound's good. Let me see, I'll just do a pace with, I'll start with Eddie. I always have to do this. I haven't checked the new updates whether I need to, well, I can just stay to Bluetooth. I'm not really racing today, I'm just want to try and work on my stream for a bit whilst I cruise along. Okay, go back to Bluetooth. When's your if you're still watching now, when is your semi-final for the Worlds? Okay, let's start making some scenes. Look how fat I am now. I have not been exercising at all. Eating junk food, sleeping terribly, going from A cat to D cat. How's my sound? Oh, get out of here, possum. Literally there is a possum running through my shed. He's not used to having to share the shed anymore. Or she. Probably a she. Okay. That scene's not bad. This one I've got to fix up. That one's alright. This one definitely need to fix up this one. I was thinking about this one and making it 3D. Whoops. Whatever I just did, I'm going to undo that. What I don't have is my backdrop. It's okay. We'll work on that later on. Why is IndieVELO going so bad now? Oh, that's right. This is the rear view on IndieVELO. But I've turned off the rear camera because IndieVELO is good because you can set it up so if you've got two screens you can have front view, rear view, but the rear view is always whatever the back view of the camera, so it'll confuse me a bit because when I first set it up I'll be in this view and the rear view would be looking the other direction, whatever the opposite was. And so you can set the rear view up on the other screen, but changes what, and of course if you've got more than one screen, so you can set up left and right view, get 4 screens rear view, but there's a bit of a limitation in terms of you can't just have that as a fixed screen, and also you can't have it has to be full screen mode, can't be windowed, which doesn't help when you're streaming because then you're taking up everything. Ah, Sebastian. Going all right. Ethan's still in hospital. Will be in hospital till another 3 weeks, I suppose. At least 15th of September. Got a video actually. Took this. I went this morning and took his milk because at the moment he's taking 45 mils every 3 hours. Mum's struggling to keep up. So pretty much going feed by feed at the moment. Let me see if I've got that, if I can play it. Should be this one. Things might get very slow very quickly if I do this. just set it up in ABS. What's happening on my... Am I getting dropped? Oh, it's alright. I'm alright. I'll just transition to that one for a second while I set up this new scene. Where is it? What's the date today? 25th. I've got so many folders now for that. I started filming way back in June. So I'm going to try and find today. There we go. Let's see if that works. There's little Ethan. Having a good sleep this morning. That's his vitals. So he's had his vaccination 2 days ago now. So he's a little bit, or vaccinations I should say. So he was a little bit tired yesterday. It's gone from 793 grams to 2.36 years now, when they weighed him the other day. He's still getting breathing assistance. He hasn't got CPAP on, he's just got high flow. They're trying to get him off the high flow onto low flow. Yeah, exactly, Sebastian. His head, because obviously the body is making sure that the brain gets all the nutrients. So his head's always been not too bad, but he's in the top 70th percentile for his head, only top 10% for his weight, and 1% for his length, because it's hard to grow bones, isn't it? The head's easy to grow because it's soft bone. But his head used to easily fit in my hand, the palm of my hand, but now he's a lot bigger. He's still too short for, well, he put pretty much the smallest clothes you can put on him, 6 zeros, but he's still too short for the arms and legs for that. One of the reasons why I haven't streamed really is because it's quite difficult, as everyone who's had kids, when you're in that situation, even when things are going well. Oh, my arm's getting chopped off. What about the other screen? Yeah, when things are going well, even when things are going well, it can be quite difficult because of the what ifs. The other parents in NICU, you see them, and you're always worried about going backwards. He was off his ECG leads, but he's back on him now, just to monitor it, because his breathing's quite quick, as you probably saw in that video. He's up around the 90 to 100 breaths per minute. Needs to be around the 60. but he's doing everything he needs to do, the little fella. We're starting to do suckling as well. He's quite good at that sometimes, other times he's tired and frustrated, which makes things difficult. I'm quite lucky with the nappy changes. I've managed to, the nappies I've been changing, try and get there for at least one nappy change a day, and Whitney tries to do another. And I've been getting only the wet nappies. I missed out on doing the pooey nappy for a few days. Exactly, Sebastian. Everyone once he's out of hospital, that's just really the beginning, isn't it? Being in NICU is good and bad. One of the bad things is there's a lot of parents who have got babies in NICU who have had tragedies already. So you hear about they've had lost kids, 6 months old, 2 years old. It's downright frightening, because the last thing I want to do is be thinking about stuff like that. So, but the good thing about having the parents in NICU as well is that you'll understand what you're going through. It's pretty amazing. The downside obviously is that he wasn't in his mum's womb to develop fully, but the amazing thing is we got to see him grow from a much earlier stage. That would have been, because you're in Thailand or something, Sebastian? I know you're in Southeast Asia. During Chinese New Year would be an absolute nightmare. My brother sent us to the hospital on, I think it was New Year's Eve, many years ago. Oh, Shanghai, the epicenter of Chinese New Year, really. Hey Gunnar, you recovered from your brutal ride? I was going to be doing some setting up. Cam, look how fat I am, Gunnar. I haven't changed my weight in IndieVELO. I did change it the other day, a few weeks ago. I ain't dare touching Swift. Just saying, I definitely need to make my camera, even though I always encourage people to, when they're streaming, to do large cameras. Maybe keep it a bit smaller. Now, why does that one cut my arm off? So it's not cutting off here. IndieVELO things, isn't it? Let's have a look at this. Not IndieVELO, OBS. Okay. There we go. I was going to do some stuffing around, creating some transitions. What I might try and do is change Zwift. There was a filter that I should be doing for it. I think it's transition move. So move source. No, ain't that one. I'll just put this one at the moment, just not that way, not that way. Okay, so this one. No, ain't that one either. Not that one. I'll figure out eventually. Top left X. That's the right one actually. Okay. Now bottom left X. It's not really the look I'm going for though, is it? That's not it either. What's this one? Did I get dropped or did I go, have I ridden too hard? Oh, I've ridden too hard. I think I messed that one up too. Right. Let's try this again. This one. There we go, that's all I want. Sort of it, I think. Close that. Move me across. Make it bigger. It's got it better, isn't it? Should I go too fast again? That's the problem, isn't it? That's why I needed to. That's why I needed to use the other filter. More chubby. It's been summertime now. So of course James has been a proper cyclist and cycling on water. So he's in Barcelona riding for Ineos. And then Piglet, I think he's been out riding outdoors around the world. David Raynham's keeps telling us to all fuck off. So we got Nick, who's been in Australia. I caught up with Nick actually. Come and say hello to Ethan. We both didn't really bother getting the cameras out and vlogging the thing. We never caught up before, so just spent the time having a good chat, how his trip was and everything. But now he's gone and broken his ankle, hasn't he? So he ain't riding. So then you got Kyle, Scott, Gunnar, Stu, Chris, two Mikeys. They're still out and about. They did a TTT the other day. I felt a bit left out. I didn't bother saying yes because I'm so unfit. Then I was sitting in the hospital with the Discord chat on, spamming them with the bot. Peter as well. Hope I didn't forget Peter. Peter's actually smashing it. He sounded so strong in the TTT. I think Gunnar and Peter are the only ones who, well, probably Carl, probably all of them actually. Just feels like we're all getting unfit. I might sign up for ZRL coming up. Not because I like ZRL. I just enjoy yelling at my mates. No, Katie's sacked off cycling. She's doing CrossFit. She does a little bit of cycling, but so much drama. As you know, with your doing all your Zada things. But everyone had the knives out for her. She just couldn't be bothered to do all that crap that's involved with online esports. Doing Zada test after Zada test. She's not an outdoor cyclist, and they're expecting her to do verifications in the middle of winter at Christmas time on wet, snowy roads. I'd tell them to go and get fucked as well. Thing was, Zada had no issues with her. That's what pissed her off the most. It was not Zada that was asking her to reset the test. It was an I've had teammates. And I might cop some flack, but when I get personal messages from them, from just because she decided that she wanted to ride again with us in a like a community race, BCAT, where she didn't finish in the points, she finished 60th, and then I get personal messages about her. That's just not on. And the thing was that shit like that caused her to stop riding again. They talk about inclusiveness and all that crap in Zwift, but the reality is many of the top riders are toxic personalities. And I have no qualms with saying that they can go and get fucked. You remember what team she was if you look back? No. I'm not interested in rehashing that anymore. I'll tell them to get fucked, but if they do, send me more messages. I ain't responding to them. It wasn't in the interests of Katie. So she's doing doing her own thing, enjoying her life, whether the toxic crap. As you know, it's ridiculous. A lot of the top riders are the ones cheating, and they're the ones making the accusations. You look at their duels. Their duels are absolutely dog shit, and they're accusing other people of having bad duels. Or the worst ones are the ones who don't duel, and then request others do. One of the reasons why I lost a bit of interest in, I never wanted to be, I shouldn't say never. When I got to the higher level, I had no interest in entering that sphere, because some of the people at the top should not be there. They should not have an involvement with the community the way they do. Anyway, moving on. I'm probably pretty negative because of my current, I'd say probably pretty much trauma. It's pretty traumatic having a child in the situation I've had one. Whitney's been doing amazing, but there's so much stresses. We've had our parents come from China, which has been good, but of course it adds more stress. So one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming at all is that I don't want to sit here and spew my heart out. That's what the counselling sessions are for, which I do recommend if anyone's in these situations. Definitely go to counselling, because even though the outcome is looking really good for my child, it's still very difficult to spend so much time in hospital. One of the things that definitely breaks me down is thinking about the day that we'll get to take him out. So we've been looking at car seats. Got some strollers coming. The good thing is that he doesn't know anything else different. So for him being looked after in hospital, that's his ideal world so far. I know IndieVELO put some more items on the road just to make it a bit more full. It's probably on the climb that's the biggest difference. Just having a few markers on the climb. A bit like the Alp. I'm not going up the climb now. Look at me. I haven't even put my proper weight in there and I still going to be slow as hell. There's a profile. Options. It's probably you can't do it on the fly, can you? Whilst you're riding. It's not that one. Options. Pretty certain it's in profile. I can't access it. Doesn't matter. I'm not racing. I think I've got myself down as 88 kilograms. I'm trying to get some structure in my day. Like yesterday, I was going to get a ride in, but you always think that you finally get everything sorted, but it's always something that pops up, and I thought I could sit by his bedside or while I'm holding him and get things done, but we ain't got to that point yet. 2 or 3 hours goes by pretty fast. He gets fed every 3 hours. Every 6 hours he gets what they call cares. So he changes nappy, wipe his face, mouth. He still gets a lot of foam around the mouth, especially at the moment where he's on 6 for the air pressure for the prongs go up his nose. So he gets a bit of bubbling on his mouth, so you clean that off. His eyes, especially with I think it's the oxygen in the air, make him get a little bit more teary. So you clean those up. He hates having his sensor on his foot changed over because it's taped on. It's not super sticky, but still, for a little baby, as soon as they feel a bit uncomfortable, they'll let you know. So he hates his feet being touched. How long have I been going for? 30 minutes almost. So his next feed, well, his last feed was at 6:30, which is 20 minutes ago, so it's probably still getting that. He gets it in a tube, so the tube used to be in his mouth, and now it's in his nose because he's a bit older. No, he's 37 weeks gestation. So 8 weeks since he was born. And so that makes it a bit easier for him. And then his next one is at 9:30, so I'll try and get in at 9 o'clock. Change his nappy. Don't have to do these things, but it's sort of hard because you don't want to spend too much time in hospital because you're not really living your life. You're just sitting there. Ethan doesn't need us there all the time. He's got great support, but you also don't want to just leave him there because he doesn't recognise Whitney and I, doesn't have a concept of mum and dad, I suppose. It's just an instinct thing, but When we come in, he does respond. It's only little cues. He's quite active sometimes. Other times he's extremely sleepy, being a baby. He's a bit more awake now. When he was first 2 or 3 weeks old, his awake periods are very, very short. And we actually had to try and keep him as settled as possible, because taking him out and giving him a cuddle, you do that 3 or 4 times a day, can unsettle him and restrict his development. But it's also important that you take him out and what they call skin to skin contact, so that he still feels like, well, they've still got the instinct that they're in the womb. It's the same sort of thing. They're up against either my chest or Whitney's chest, hearing the heartbeat, feeling the warmth. And they've done studies that show that does help with brain development. I don't really say much about the outcomes if you don't do it. I just encourage that you do. The great thing about being in the hospital we're in is that it is the top hospital in the area, so you're not worried about whether he's getting the right treatment, whether there's something else we should be doing. The hardest thing at the moment for Whitney is breastfeeding, because obviously she can't breastfeed him every time, and so she's got to annoyingly wake up in the middle of the night. So the specialists say every 3 hours, and you can do in 24-hour periods, you can do a break of 4.5 hours, which means 4:30 wake up if you do a 12 o'clock feed. I mean, expressing, it's not from when you finish too. You need to do 8 a day. So say if you start expressing at 12, do it for 20 minutes. You don't really settle down till 12:45, 1 o'clock, and then you're awake again, either at 3 o'clock or 4:30. So Whitney's been struggling with that. I've been trying to help by waking up with her, clean the bottles. It's a long old slog. I don't know if it'll be easier when Ethan's home. He can wake us up when he wants us, or better, or worse. But Whitney's pretty tired still. I never even heard of mastitis until Whitney started having to express milk. So I had to take her to the hospital yesterday, not to see Ethan but for herself, because she's got particular issues with getting blockages in her milk ducts. So she hasn't got it, but she's got to be careful. So she's got those issues as well. I keep telling work, because in Australia we can take parental leave, but I've been up and trying to work out whether I want to take parental leave once he's home. So I've been taking sick leave from work, or carer's leave, unpaid, because I can backdate parental leave. But I literally have not been at work since probably the 16th of June. It's quite hard, because I could go to work. I do work from home, problem with working from home though is I can't just drop everything. I'm doing face-to-face contact, well I should say face-to-face, but literally is phone calls to people. I can't, they've got their own issues. My job, speak to people who have situations similar to mine, and I haven't got the mental health at the moment to deal with other people's issues as well as my own. So even if I could go back to work, but it'd have to be a different job. Other people at NICU go to work to get their minds off it, but they're doing things that can get your minds off it. I deal with people who don't have to be in the same situation as me, but they've got situations where they've got cancer or family members dying, sick family members. And I've got to be empathetic towards them, but also I've got to be like fair and reasonable. So it's quite difficult to be fair and reasonable when you've got far too much empathy for that person. Or another case scenario where they're angry when they're calling up. And I'm not in the position to be yelled at the moment, because I ain't going to be taking that shit. Alrighty, go to 40 minutes. See how I've got a 3D screen at the moment, but every time I go back to Odyssey, it's not 3D. I mean, it's still 3D, but I want it to be flat. So I'll make a video on how to fix that, and also to have this. The other thing too, someone was saying, which I might do before I go, I was trying to get it done ages ago. My camera's very in the wrong position, but doing a rear cam. Let's have a look. I want to zoom out, don't I? Now it's got to go down. How do I make everything go? Does that move it up? Sort of, but not really. That's the one I want. Up here, not my gut. That's not too bad. And now I need to change the camera here. Don't think, oops, I just changed my gears. Okay. It's as close as I can get. Got to make that smaller, don't I? Got to make it much smaller. I should also change. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Put my head there. Shoulders a bit smaller. I need a different colour jersey, don't I? Where's the filters for that? Change the width. There we go. I could probably make it slightly higher. Not quite right. That's close enough. I need a helmet on. I should do it late. I've got to screen capture it. Alright, how well does this work if I go back to the other scene? Not too bad. Got to look straight at the camera, like I'm looking down the road. Oh no, I can't lean across that way. I was trying to do face tracking, but face tracking doesn't work on the faces in IndieVELO. The reason why I did this is because of a video that someone on Zwifty Zwifter's Discord, Kaboom, or my butt, posted about a little guy, well, a guy doing it. Let me see if I can find it. It's hilarious. It's not as funny. I mean, I'm not near as funny. Where is it? A-grade chap. Oh, what am I pedaling for? I don't need to pedal. Oh, here we go. Okay, turn the volume down. Alright, create another scene. Bear with me a moment whilst I create another scene. What is it? It's, I thought it was window capture. Browser, that's what it is. Okay. Get the. I should probably do window capture, shouldn't I? Window capture, delete that. Yes, window capture. How you going, Lee? How's my sound? I haven't got my headphones on, so I've got no idea. I'm getting dropped too, I can feel the resistance. It's disappearing. Okay. Alrighty. Maybe I should add my camera in there. Add my camera. There we go. Okay, so I'll just play it. You'll get the idea.
오 잠깐만 나 해보고 싶은 거 있었어. 오 이러고 가면 돼. 네, 친구들 조심히 갈게요. 걱정하지 마. 아저씨만 믿어요. 아저씨만. 알겠지요?
It works better in that, doesn't it?
갑시다.
It's much funnier than me. I can't do my arm. It's gonna be hard to get my arm to come out. It's not too bad. I've got to get a blue. I've got to wear my blue jersey again. Oh no, and my purple hair. Why am I working so hard? I don't need to work hard. Gears down. Also, I made the stupid error of treading on my controllers on the USB cable with my shoes and it broke the USB cable. That's why it broke it, it just bent the pins. So now I can't use my controller to change gears or steer. Lucky I'm not a professional streamer. Unprofessional streamer. That should be my stream. Should be my username. Unprofessional streamer. Alright. Well, I better go, Lee. Things to do, people to see, doctors to talk to, nurses to say hello to. We've got so many good nurses. It was funny because nursing is obviously such a female I can't even say the word, unprofessional streamer, orientated career. And so whenever there's a male nurse, Whitney, being a boomer she is, keeps thinking it's the doctor. So no, Whitney, it's one of the nurses. And she's also like, oh, the male nurses are always so good. I think they're quite good looking, so I think she likes them. The hard thing about being there for so long is we know so many of the nurses, but the nurses obviously it's their job. And so when we saw the midwives before Whitney was pregnant, we got to know them pretty well. So I'll see them in the corridors of the hospital. It's always like, should I say hello? Because they're going to feel obligated to have a chat with me. So I always just try and say hello and keep moving so they're not obligated to ask how we are. A lot of them recognise our faces but have forgotten obviously who we are. Cheers, Lee. I might just play the video of Ethan again before I go. He's looking pretty good. I know some people, like Whitney's dad, struggles with the fact that he's got tubes in him. So some people do look at that and think, oh my God, but you look at some of the babies, or Ethan's first situation, he was pretty good considering some of the babies. And so as a proud parent, I'm like, oh, look how good he is. He's only got tubes in his nose now. So for those who may not be prepared for that. I think he looks amazing. Let me just change that scene again. I might keep myself on there. Yeah, swap over, transition. Look at the little cutie, little chubby face. He's got the white stuff on his lips, but that's from the let me just pause that. So he's got, what does my mouse shows up? No, it doesn't. So on his lips he's got, just from having the bubbles blow out of his mouth, that's what the white stuff is. We wipe that off. And then he's got tubes in his nose. Sometimes we've got to wipe the tubes out because the milk goes out back through his nose, or he just has a bit of snot. But his little chubby cheeks, little chubby ears. He's getting a lot better. So, and then the hardest thing is, as I play through, well, obviously with the cords around his head, so they're pretty soft. They don't affect him really. And then you've got all these screens up here. My camera can't focus very well. But see how he's got his breathing rate at 99, his heart rate at 155. So his breathing rate's too high at the moment. He needs to get down to 60. And his saturation's actually 99% as well, which is good, but it's a bit confusing. So if you look down, the yellow one, that's his breathing rate, and that's his saturation, that's his heart rate. He's also got numbers further across, which I'm not quite sure exactly what they are. There's ones that sometimes ding. And if you're ever been in hospital before, you get used to the sounds of ding, ding, dings, the good dings and the bad dings. Ethan, pretty much oblivious to them all, so used to it. But the only one that he does, the ding that he does react to is the thermometer. The little beep, beep, beep. He does not like that at all. None of the babies like thermometers. It's pretty uncomfortable shoving it under your arm. You've got to try and lift their arm up so you're not just pushing it into their skin. But they're not happy with it. Alright, let's go back to my face. I've got to lift it up now, don't I? Because when you sit up, it's a bit askew. You can never get this just right, can you? Let's see if we can Move it up. There we go. In my face. Alright. See you everyone. Have a good day. I'll talk to you as soon as I can when I'm